I think the best relationships, the relationships that last the longest, is when the female is more dominant than the man. I know y'all gonna get in my comments and be like, what? But it's something about that woman being real dominant and mean that's gonna have that man acting right. Like, I have seen it too many times. Like, I can name so many relationships where it's like that. Like, the woman, she don't play no games. She real dominant. And the man is more like passive. Yeah, baby, go along with her. Those are the best relationships. Like, I feel like when you real soft and you a lover girl, it's something about a man that's just gonna dog that. Like, he gonna take advantage. Like, it's just that dog in him. He gonna just take advantage of it. That's how I feel. I know y'all gonna get in the comments and be like, no, it's not like that. We want somebody feminine. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. Y'all don't. I'm telling you, the best, the ones that has lasted, I'm talking about 10 plus years relationships, has been that woman who don't play no games. And I'm not saying, you should just be mean to your man or whatever like that. But I'm just saying what I have seen work. That's it. That's all.
I have a reckless mouth because when I argue, I ain't playing the little, well, your mama this, your mama, no, nigga, I'm going for the jugular. I gotta chop your tree down. And the thing is that I'm gonna take it to what's gonna hurt you. With your no money making ass, with your, I can't pay the light bill ass.
I work 12 hours and I'm hungry, baby, I'm starving.
You think I care about you being hungry or that you working 12 hours? Anytime that you are hungry, you ask me, can you fix you a plate? You ask for permission.
Why I always gotta go through this with you?
What are you going through?
What you mean what I'm going through? Why I gotta ask you to eat?
Because that's my rules. You ask permission to eat. I ain't just fix that food for you to come in here and fix it anytime you want. Now go in the kitchen to put the plate down and come and ask me, can you eat?
Are you serious right now?
I'm dead serious. Wrong with you? Think you can come in here and fix yourself a plate in my kitchen? I cooked over that stove.
Can I please eat now? Because I'm hungry.
I'll let you starve, but I'm gonna let you eat this time. Just for future references, you come and ask permission. Ask, can you fix a plate?
Why you ain't have me a plate made? You know
I don't
was
have to
working
fix you
all
a
day.
plate.
You know I was working all day.
What that mean? You think I care that you working all day? Now go and get the plate before I change my mind.
Hey, my Emo brothers, back again, and the clips that you just saw are just a small sampling of what's out there. And the first TikTok clip you saw talked about mean women is very indicative of how black women are actually trained. I've heard this from my grandmother, so it's not new. This is how black women have always been. If you read Their Eyes Are Watching God, you can hear throughout the whole book about how defiant and mean black women and black wives actually are, and how they believe that this is a defensive mechanism to guard against black men hurting them. If they don't keep the leash around your neck, or they don't keep a foot on your neck, you'll get out of pocket and you'll destroy their lives. That's what they believe. They truly believe that. Every woman I've ever dated thought she had to keep tight control over me. She thought she had to keep a tight grip on me, just like a child. Most black women, girlfriend, jump off, wife, believes that she has to keep you in your place. As Dr. T says, every now and then she has to get you told. Like I said a long time ago, and I repeated this constantly, black women believe that black men are a resource to be managed, much like children, which is why black women want you under them. I could never understand that, what black women actually meant about that, right? About you being under them. Baby, you're under me. And they were comfortable with that. They were comfortable with that. They were comfortable with making decisions for you. They're comfortable with defying you. And that's the reason I didn't marry the mother of my children, is that it was a constant power struggle. And if they figured if they couldn't control the marriage or control you or control the relationship, there was going to be a problem. And some of that is out of fear that they've been taught that they will be abused if they let the man get control of the relationship. He's going to cheat on you. He's going to abuse you. He's going to beat on you. He's going to run all over you. That's truly what they believe. So that's why I put what she said first and gave you two examples, one bad and one extreme. Now the last one is exactly what even the good, docile black women actually want to be. Even though they might not have the personality to exhibit it, but it's exactly how they want you to be. And I've seen that. When women with resources will pick a lesser man is because she wants control. That's the reason for the Pookie. That's the reason for the Ray Ray. That's the reason a PhD will get a man out of prison. It's because she wants a measure of control over that man. And when they can't control you, it's a fight. It's always a fight. It's always a power struggle. I've dated broke chicks. It's always a power struggle. I've never had an easy relationship with a black woman, ever. It's never been light and breezy. It's never been easy. It's always them trying to figure out how they can actually get control of you and control over the relationship. And sometimes they'll do it overtly, and sometimes they'll do it subvertly. That's what the pregnancy scares are. That's what the threatening of putting you on child support is. That's why black women in the family will help a black girl buy a car, or even get an apartment, or even buy a house, is because they know if they have the car, they have the house, they can get a man, and they would be in control of that man, instead of vice versa. The last thing a black woman wants to be is under your control. That's the last thing. That's like a lot of black women don't want to get married. It's not they don't want to be married. It's not they don't want to have help. What it is they want to make sure that they in charge of the relationship. Even if you make $1 million and she makes nothing, she's going to try to find a way to get control of the relationship. That's how come Brittany Renner, even though she's mixed, and because she went to Mississippi State, right? She was indoctrinated by black women. Even though PJ was actually making way more money than she was and much more famous than she was, she wanted control of the relationship. That's how come she bounced. She had the baby. She thought she had it. She thought she could dictate terms of the relationship. And when she couldn't, she left because she thought she couldn't be replaced. That's very, very common amongst black women. In fact, I think it's part of the structure of black women. I see it in my daughters. I see it in my mother. I see it in my sisters. I see it in all their friends. It's all the same thing. You can see the gynocracy and what it stands for. The gynocracy wants to manage men, which I have always been on the outside of. That's why I've always had problems with black women, is because I'm not going to be controlled. Okay? You're not going to speak to me any kind of way. I'm not your dog. I'm not your kid. I'm not your puppet. That's why me and my mother always clashed. It's because if you're going to tell me something, it has to make sense. I'm not just going to do something or go along with something just because you say so. And saying that experiencing a mean wife or a mean woman, hey, my mother was that. My mother was harsh. My mother was mean. Okay, she was kind and giving, but she was also mean and controlling. And they supported me getting a woman that was mean and controlling. I've had friends of the family who were not my mother, okay, speak to me like I was some kind of little kid, and speak to me disrespectfully, and thought I was going to take it. And they were shocked when I spoke back. My so-called mother-in-law, we always clashed because she thought that she could speak to me any kind of way. She thought that she could treat me like some kind of lesser being. And she thought that her daughter could pull it off. And sometimes my ex tried to teach my daughters to speak to me that way, which never went well. And trust me, it never went well. So I know how this stuff goes. I know how they train these women. I know the thought patterns and the emotion and the logic behind it. I mean, I could show you 1,000 examples in different ways about the defiance of black women and how they treat their men and how they want to keep control of their men. Not new. It's been embedded since the slave quarters. Black women have always seen themselves as our overseers. If you look at the political realm, just this past political cycle, what did they say? They wanted black men to get behind their women. What did I say about Dusty in Chief, right? Michelle Obama acts nothing like the rest of the white first ladies. Nothing. Even Melania Trump, who probably does not like Donald Trump very well. You see the deference and respect that she gives Donald Trump because of his office, which Barack Obama never got from Michelle, because Michelle thinks that she's in charge. Michelle thinks that no matter what Barack Obama's status is, she's better than him. She walks around and talks to other women like she's better than Barack Obama, even though she never ran for or held the office of president. One of the most powerful men on the planet, and she still thinks that she's better than him, which is probably why she didn't show up the last 2 times, as a middle finger to him and a middle finger to his legacy by doing that, because she didn't get what she wanted. She didn't get control of the relationship like she wanted. He would never see control. He placate her, he keep her happy, he deferred to a little bit of saying, and she never had control, and she knew it. She could never have control over him. And I think that's what ate at her. I don't think she's very comfortable being in second place behind her man. You look at Keke Palmer the same way. No deference. Hell, you look at Aisha Curry and Steph Curry. They think that they're in charge. They think that they run a relationship. Look at Kelsey and his girl, his black girlfriend. She thought she was in charge. She thought that she was better. She thought she didn't have to defer. Taylor Swift, who has 100 times more money, 100 times more fame than Kelsey does, than Travis Kelce does. You never got the same feeling from Taylor Swift that you get from his black girlfriend. Never got the same thing, right? Because they're trained differently. And this is just a slice of how they think about you. So what that young lady said at the beginning of the video about that mean woman and that dominant woman, and that's how they believe that black relationships will actually last if the woman is in control, they mean that. I always heard this from black women. He's the head, but I'm the neck. And the neck determines the direction that the head will point. So even though he's the head, I'm in charge. They truly believe that. And when they can't get that, they will blow up a relationship. That's why black women really do not want to be married. And that's why the average black marriage only lasts 5 years. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for this one. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.